So, welcome to the 45th Spot Podcast. It's your host here, Coach Cav. Here, we ain't no amateurs. We are the best of the best. And I have a special guest here with me, Dex Lawson. I'm going to have him introduce himself, and we're just going to have a nice little convo and chop it up.
Yeah, like Adia said, my name is Dex Lawson Jr. From Bloomfield, Connecticut, currently playing professional football up in Canada in the CFL. Going on my third year.
Oof.
And yeah, I'm getting old. The kids be calling me Unc now and stuff like that.
I get auntie, so I get you.
Yeah, but nah, I'm just trying to exercise my youth and go as long as I can and try to allow my abilities to take me as far as they possibly can.
Understood. So I have a few questions for Dex here. I'm gonna go through his journey a little bit, and yeah, we'll go through. So, what school or schools did you graduate from and major in?
So I went to college. Coming out of high school, I originally went to post-grad after Bloomfield 2017.
Where was that?
At St. Thomas More.
Shout out
St. Thomas More down in Oakdale, Connecticut. I was there for like a few months just to play the season and then get some more recruiting. But then I went to Central Connecticut State on a partial scholarship. It's crazy. I was a journalism major, but partial scholarship. I ended up playing and stuff like that, and started as a true freshman. Sophomore year went All-American. Junior year, COVID hit, so we didn't play, and then my senior year was on my way to another All-American season, but had a season-ending injury after the fifth game. My ankle. And then I entered the transfer portal, and then I went to Appalachian State for my last year.
Okay. Okay. So Dex already let us know that he played football. The next question I have for you: what were some accomplishments academically, athletically, while in college? So you did mention that you're All-American. Congratulations on that. For sure. That's major.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything academically?
In college?
Yeah.
Nah, to be honest, college, and I kind of took the academics in college for granted. I'm like, I could be accountable and say that. I was just trying to, stay eligible and stuff like that.
It's real.
Yeah, okay. I was just trying to stay eligible, but it wasn't like my grades was like borderline. Like after the first semester, I was off of study hall hours and stuff like that. So I always had good grades, but like I never was like an overachiever when it came to like academics. What I wish I would have, and actually kind of like dove in to like my academics a little bit more while I was in college and things like that. But like academically, everything just came so easy to me. So I never really tried to like push my limits, and I kind of like am mad at myself about that. But no major awards. I think I had like academic honors, maybe. Did I ever have it? I think like my freshman year, like when I got off of study hall, I think I had academic honors or something like that, but that's it.
Okay, so that's real. Okay, that's definitely real. Even I appreciate you for being vulnerable to even say that, because sometimes we take that journey for granted where we just go to school. And I can say that myself, like for my major, majoring in art and design for my undergrad, and I was like, okay, I made certain like, deans and stuff like that, but like to do internships, go to college fairs, like we are putting y'all on, guys. Go when you're all the high school athletes that's going to college, and even if you are still in college, please go and explore what your college has to offer. Go to the college fairs, go to the internship, please, or inquire about internships, please.
For sure.
So what made you take your sport to the next level?
I think for me, it's just always been a goal and a dream of mine since I started playing football to want to play on TV. So it went from wanting to be on TV to like I wanted to be at the highest level. So like obviously growing up, I was watching like NFL and things like that, and then like as I got older, I started to watch more college and stuff like that. So now I'm picking like my favorite college teams and stuff like that. and I'm seeing them on Saturdays, every Saturday, and like I want to be on that stage. I want to be, you know, broadcasted. You know, when they zoom in on your face in the camera and they got your like where you from and all that stuff. That was always so dope to me. And when the commentators would have so much information about you, it's like, I don't know, everything about it was just like so dope. How like they don't even know, I don't know who they are, but they know who I am. And it's like being broadcast around like millions of people's screens, like all over the nation and things like that. So that was always something I wanted to do. And then once like I understood that like that was feasible, then like my next goal was like, all right, like I want to be able to be a pro, you know, be at the highest level. So like every time like I seen one of like my goal like being achievable like in the near future, like really close to it, I automatically started thinking about the next goal that I had in mind. So I never really could get complacent and things like that. So like for me, going pro was just like something I always wanted to do, and it's something that I don't see happen around here a lot. So I was like, I want to do something that not many people that I know, you know, have done. You feel me? So like I want to be the pioneer in that way.
Understood. So this is kind of, well, I personally Dex, so I noticed that you wear like number 5. What's the, I guess, background behind wearing number 5 to you?
For me, it started with it's my birthday.
Okay.
It's my birthday, but I have like a lot of like things behind the day that I was born. So like when I was born on Friday morning. So like at 4 a.m. or something like that. Friday morning. And I died at birth. Yeah. And I had to get like, you know what I'm saying? Because the umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck. So like my mom, for me and my mom, like it could have been bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like for me, the number 5 and just being born on that 5th day and like almost 5 o'clock in the morning, it's like I'm meant to be here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to bring everything full circle, it's like the number just resonates with me because it's like it's a part of everything that I do. And then, you know, 5 is a handful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just to be full and just to be fruitful and all this different things. It's a bunch of different like as I gotten older, I just started to dive more into just, you know, my number and stuff like that, just on some weird stuff. But like, I mean, when I'm bored, I just start thinking about different things like that. And then I start talking to people who have like similar like interests like in the number 5 or things like that. And they're opening up to me about things like that. And like every time I talk to people and they give me more and more information about the number and stuff, and that just makes me, you know, love the number even more. So it's like everything I do, I kind of like revert to the number 5, and then, you know, just I don't know, I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I appreciate the vulnerability of sharing that with myself and the viewers.
Yeah, I don't think I ever told anybody that I died at birth.
No.
Yeah, I never told anybody.
Yeah. So I appreciate your vulnerability with that. Wow. So I asked you a little bit about that. With being a pro athlete, like what are some difficulties can you share with myself as well as, you know, the viewers about being like getting to that next level? Because I know for me, when I was doing my little pro thing after college, track is different. Like you got to worry about how you get into these meets, how you gonna get fed, and then like if you're out of state, like hotels and stuff like that. So for you, what is that journey like with being a pro athlete?
Yeah, like I think similar in some ways to like your journey with the track. It's just a lot of like unknowns and like a lot of just like going out and just winging it, you know what I'm saying? Like some days, like put it like this, like when you're in a situation where, because it's a lot of different tiers when it comes to like pro athletes. So it's like the guys that you like that know what they're doing and know where they're going, and like everybody knows that they're going, and then you got guys in the middle, and then you got guys at the bottom that are kind of just fighting for opportunity and things like that. And being one of those guys that's somewhere in the middle towards the bottom area, just like fighting for opportunity, but like, you know, got enough, built their resume up a little bit to, you know, have like somewhat of a foot in the door and things like that, it can get like very frustrating, because it's like your whole entire time you're trying to prove yourself right, and you know, throughout your whole entire journey, and then you're talking about a sport that you've been playing for, you know, 90% of your life or whatever, and then for somebody to tell you that all the work that you done put in and all the things that you done been through and whatever trials and tribulations that you've been through isn't enough to get in this room right here, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's a lot of up and downs, and what I will say to anybody who's like just chasing any dream at all, like, you gotta have balance, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be ups and it's gonna be downs. You just, as long as you remain like even keel and like steady, that's probably the best way to put it. So like, you don't really ride the wave too high and don't really ride it too low, you know what I'm saying? Because any day you could get a call, whether it be good or bad. Like, I done got a good call and I got a bad call before, you know what I'm saying? And like, they both came, you know, unexpectedly. But I'm just grateful for it all. And I think like the whole journey, it just taught me more about myself and just being resilient and undeniable and just determined. Like, and then understanding that like, I got supreme confidence in myself just being from where I'm from and making it to where I made it now. Like, there's nothing that anybody could tell me that I can't do.
Right.
You
No
know?
one can take that away from you.
Exactly. So it's like, I done did a lot of things that, you know, most people like in my industry dream of, and like, not to like make it bigger than what it is, because I'm not content with that. But like, sometimes I find myself too like focused on trying to get something, like trying to reach to the point where like, I gotta, you know, step back a little bit and understand like, yo, I'm actually doing all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? I did a lot of great things. I'm inspiring a lot of people, motivating a lot of people. So like, it's a lot. I have a lot to be proud of, but sometimes I'm too hard on myself though.
Dex, when I tell you, I resonate with everything that you're saying, because that's definitely me. And there's a lot of times that, like you said, you really got to take a step back and be like, there's people looking up to you that you don't even know. They know your name. They know maybe like for you, like what team you're on, and all these other things that you probably don't even know about yourself. And it'd be like, wow. And you'd be surprised, even again, just who you're inspiring, who you're motivating, just by being you. So I definitely resonate with that. Really emphasizing like being hard on yourself. So I've been working on just seeing the beauty in things that which are unfinished. So that's a word right there. That's a bar. That is a bar. So more on a lighter note, what is your favorite memory so far about being a pro athlete?
I think being a pro athlete, I think it just goes back to the ups and downs. I want to say like the most memorable moment that I ever had though was when I had my first interception. That was the one with the one hand one, but not just because of the play, but just because of how everything just went, because that was the first game that my mom, my dad, and my sister, you know, came to. You know what I'm saying?
That might have been all you needed.
That's all I needed, you know what I'm saying? So that was the first time they all, like my mom and my dad came by himself before. My mom came by herself or with my dad before. And then, but that was my first time my sister ever came to my
She was a secret sauce, y'all.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like, just having them all there in the stands and then being able to watch me play. And then I make like one of those crazy plays like that. It's just like, you know, I just felt like I belonged, and like everything felt right in that moment. That was like the first time, like in a long time, where like everything just felt right. You know what I'm saying?
That's a special moment.
Yeah, it's a special moment.
I love that for you. I'm telling you, my family might be the secret sauce.
Yeah, for sure.
I know when I played back in my days, but I'll just aside, like, for instance, when I was at AIC, and it was my conference meet, and my mom came out to watch me jump, and boy, it was cold. Like, it was mad cold, and I'm like, my mom was like, Adia, just jump this 40 feet so you can leave. And I'm just like, Mom, I'm just trying to, like, we were both agreeing, like, let me jump real good so I can be done with this competition and I can go home.
Right.
And literally on my first jump, I jumped 41, 2.5. And I didn't even know, because in college, for all, like, my athletes that are going to be doing track and field on the next level, like, there's no inches, no feet. Like, it's just strictly meters. So I didn't even know I jumped that on my first jump. And I'm over here in the cold, like, still jumping. But all I needed was my mom.
Right.
Family's a sauce, man.
It's a sauce for sure.
So the next question is, if you could advise someone who wants to be a pro athlete in your sport, what would you say to them? I know you mentioned definitely not being too much, like, not weighing yourself down on the lows and not being too high up. Like, if there's anything else that you would give advice about, like, what would it be?
I think just understanding that, you know, you can't ever get complacent in this industry, especially in my like in my sport. It's like, cause like, one, you got an age on you, so like your body naturally just starts to stop. And they like to say, like, around like your late 20s that you like you already starting to be like on your way out, as far, because I think like the average professional football career is like 3.5 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's it?
Yes.
Jeez.
So like they expect you to be in and out. So the only way that you can, you know, have longevity in this industry is if you staying sharp, and then you're not being complacent, and then you always finding new ways to, you know, add value. Football is a sport that allows you to play multiple positions, not just like your own position on, like, whether it be defense or offense, but special teams opens up like a new, like a whole nother revenue for players, because you can make a team with just being on special teams alone, and you might get, like, in the NFL, you might get like, I don't know, like maybe like 15 to 20 plays a game just off of straight special teams.
Wow.
And where you just playing defense, you might have to do like 60 or whatever the case may be. But you can still make good money just off of just running down the field and then going back to the sideline and stuff like that. So like, if that's what you want to do, if you just want to be like on the team and things like that and add value that way, there's ways to do that. But the only way that you're gonna like effectively like be somebody or be like a part of a professional organization is with great character, and then, you know, always having a good head on your shoulders, because a lot of times people think just because they're athletic and things like that you automatically gonna get in, but at the next level everybody's athletic. So like, you have to create separation in other ways, whether it be like, you know, the game, like you're really smart at it, or you just have some type of like undeniable, like some freak of nature dominance that like nobody's seen before. And like, they can, even though you may not be as smart, if we just make it simple for you and allow you to do what you do, then you can, you know, produce. But for the most part, it's all up top, like at the next level. Like, nobody's really, like, all the fast people and stuff like that, that's cool. But once we put like pads on and we really put like schemes and schematics and everything into play, all them fast people that you see, if they're not smart enough, they start to look real slow on tape and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a lot more intricate than people think, than just like, you know, showing up and playing ball.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that at all.
Understood. So that really concludes the interview, the conversation with Mr. Dex Lawson. So if you want to shout yourself out on social media, please do so they can follow you. Whatever, you know.
You could follow me on all platforms at Dex Lawson Jr. I also have my coaching page, which is Coach 5 Ever, Coach number 5. And then EVER after that, where, you know, I like to help, you know, the kids around here, obviously, or any kids that I possibly can, but just, you know, going on this journey, you know, I have somewhat of a blueprint for them, so I'd rather, you know, give it to them in a way that I wish somebody would have gave to me when I was their age. So.
And that's what the podcast is about, putting y'all on.
For sure. I appreciate you for having me, though. Always a pleasure. Yeah, of course. You know, we have talks on on and off camera and things like that. So I always appreciate, you know, our conversations and things like that.
Appreciate you.